Well, I figured it out. We have a diagnosis for this TV. So basically what's going on here is that if you happen to have this particular Emerson or Funai set, this is the 50-inch series TV that they've had out there, the problem with the unit coming on, working for maybe a few seconds or maybe a few minutes, and then shutting off with a pop, you hear the pop in the speakers. It turns out that what the problem is that it's the backlight. What ends up happening is that we're now 4.5 years or 4 years into this particular model, which was very popular. A lot of the people picked these things up during the Walmart Black Friday sales. And now here we are, almost 5 years later, and these things are failing left and right. Well, what the problem is that the LED strips that are in the back of the set, they start losing LEDs. They start going out on you. And you might notice this. You might look at your screen and have seen some dark spots and went, I wonder what's going on with that. What it is that the LEDs in the background are going bad. And what ends up happening is that they short, and the sense circuit for the system shuts the TV down. So if you have a TV that comes on, seems to work for a few minutes, and then you hear a pop and everything turns off, and it'll reset, and you could turn it back on again, and pop, it turns itself back off. One of the things that you should do is take the remote control for the TV and go through the menu system, which is basically go through the menu, and go to the backlight choice here, and then turn it all the way down. Now, right now I've got it turned down to 0, and the TV is still on. It's working fine with the less power going to the backlights. It doesn't trip the backlight sensor that, hey, there's a dead short here, shut down. But if I turn it up to, let's say, maybe 10 or where it's supposed to be, it will pop, shut down, restart. Now, it all depends on how many of these backlights are LEDs in the backlight have gone bad, and it's going to determine whether or not how long it stays on. But if you can get the TV on long enough to, just practice going to the menu, going over to the picture, and then clicking OK on the backlight, and then turning that down to 0, and the TV then stays on, then you have the classic backlight pop issue, which is the LEDs in the back, one or more of them have gone bad, generally more than just one, and basically there are LED strips in the back that you have to either replace the strips, which you can get fairly easily, or replace the individual LEDs, which is a little bit bigger job to do, but it's not that bad, really. I mean, you can replace the individual LEDs in those strips in the back of the unit. So it's not a power supply problem, which I first thought it was, which is, it's clicking, it's turning off, it's warming up, it's a bad fed, it's a bad regulator, it's something along those lines. No, it's just that these LEDs have now started to fail after 4 years. And once they start shorting, the circuit that runs the backlight senses that and shuts the system down. If you reduce the power to the LEDs in total, they go down to 0 and the TV stays on, this is your problem. So you just need to either get individual LEDs for this or the LED strips for this particular TV. This uses these TVs, these Funai brand. It says Emerson. It's made by Funai. Are all like this. They all are having this kind of problem. So if you're seeing this, I hope this helped you, because it took me a bit to do the diagnosis for this. I've already got the strips on the way myself. You can get the entire set. I'm probably going to replace maybe 1 or 2, depending on how the other ones are looking. If they're all bright and they're all equal, then I will just keep the spares. But I bought a set of 6 for about $30. And you can get them either used from used TVs. The new ones are a bit more expensive, or if you feel handy with a soldering iron, you can replace the actual individual LEDs, white backlight LEDs, for pennies on a dollar. You can actually replace every LED in there for about $10. But you have to go through a bunch of soldering to do so. So that's the problem. So if you turn your TV on and it works for a little bit and then pop, turns off, it's not the power supply, it's not the T-con board, it's not the control board, it's nothing else but the LEDs have started to fail, and you'll have to take the screen apart from the back to replace those LEDs. Have a great day.